Welcome to the Luxe Leap. My name is Reland Logan, and we chat about women consultants making bold moves, big wins, and the secrets to extraordinary branding. So I have a question. What if your next big opportunity wasn't in your inbox, but waiting for you on LinkedIn? Today's guest knows exactly how to turn scrolls into strategy and posts into profit. Meet Molly, a viral content creator and LinkedIn strategy evangelist who built her first online coaching business to multiple six figures solely through the power of writing online. Now she helps female founders and leaders do the same, transforming their LinkedIn presence into a magnetic personal brand and a business development engine. Her clients consistently land new inbound opportunities thanks to her proven high-converting approach. Molly's expertise has been featured in Bloomberg, The Today Show, and InStyle. And when she's not writing or talking about LinkedIn, you'll likely find her flowing through a yoga class or cooking up. Whoa, that is a big word. She's going to tell us all about the food that she likes to cook in her New York kitchen. If you're ready to stop lurking and start leading online, this episode is your invitation. Please welcome the queen of LinkedIn presence and purpose, Molly. Molly, before I even dive into any question, what kind of food are you cooking?
Ayurvedic. You've heard of it.
No, I haven't. And I love to eat, which we discussed prior to this podcast. Tell me more, and then we'll actually dive in.
Ayurvedic is like the ancient Indian. It's like the base of where Indian food came from. So it's like the oldest kind of medicinal healing cooking. It's I love it. There's a really, really great place in Portland that I went to with a friend.
Okay,
actually.
So you're going to email me or LinkedIn me, message me that food,
Yes.
like that restaurant, and then you're going to send me a recipe because what we didn't discuss is that I also like to cook.
So good.
And I will eat anything healing as long as it doesn't have nuts because I'm allergic.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole theory that really what makes effective digestion is spices. So Ayurvedic food is just because it's all based on the principle that our health is our digestion is foundational to our health. And so if we're not digesting food properly, we're not getting energy, things aren't moving. So Ayurveda is just the principle of how can you digest and eat and flow the best in your life.
Okay, we're gonna have a whole nother conversation about this offline.
Yeah.
Like,
I forgot that was in the bio.
You might have solved a problem for me without even knowing there was a problem to be had. Yeah. So, y'all, as great as she is at cooking this food, we came here for LinkedIn. So what we're going to start with, like we always start with, is Molly, why don't you share with us what inspired you to start this brand and just give us the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah, the quick and dirty. I did not dream one day of being a LinkedIn strategist as a 5-year-old or an 8-year-old. I did the safe, predictable route in life. I went into finance. I went into corporate. It was a very good first experience, but I got burned out and quickly realized that was not really not meant to be, was not meant to be doing that for the rest of my life. So I left the corporate world, took a leap, had no idea what I was going to do, but I started a blog. I wanted to write about my healing, my discoveries, what was I doing on this sabbatical? And the blog actually within, let me think, November, December, January, February, March, 6 months of just posting into the void, no one was really reading it, no one cared. One of the blogs went mega viral. Like, I'll never forget that day. I was staring at a blog that was just like, tick, 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 like 1,000 impressions within like the first hour, or 1,000 likes in the first hour. I was like, oh my God, this is not what I expected. So then I just started taking my writing more seriously, starting submitting to publications. I was like, okay, I'm a writer now. I'm a content creator. A good friend of mine was like, I love your blogs. You should put it on LinkedIn. So I started taking my content to LinkedIn, teaching myself. And back in 2021, no one was doing anything with LinkedIn. So you could just do things. No one cared. Everyone was like, what? So I really had just free reign, right? Think about it now. It's 2025, but 4 years ago, no one was really doing stuff. So I had a lot of creative freedom to test and experiment. Within a few months, my business owner friends, they were like, that is working. They were like, you are going viral. Like, people are paying attention. Teach me your ways. So then I started the LinkedIn business, and it's been, 4 years now. That's pretty wild.
That is amazing. I always say that the only reason I have a decent following is because I had to start early for staffing. And I know I started pre-COVID. So this was, oh God, I've had a LinkedIn account for a long time. We'll just we'll just date it back to when dinosaurs ran the earth and still had dial-up internet. It's fine. That's not true, everybody, in case you're curious on when LinkedIn started. That dial-up and LinkedIn are not in the same timeline. But you're right. Nobody was really using it, even at the start of COVID, until we were truly forced to. You, another girlfriend of mine, have some of the highest followings I've ever seen, a few of you. And the idea that you guys are LinkedIn influencers to me is like so mind-blowing, because everybody just wanted to be an Instagram influencer. Gosh, and I remember when I got my first Instagram account too. I'm definitely of the age where I have had every form of social media, and I hope that's not the case when I'm like 60. So,
but you're giving it a go. I see you on LinkedIn.
I do. No, I take LinkedIn very, very seriously. I was actually talking to our friend Pia yesterday about this, and we were laughing, and she goes like, "Well, how is it going?" And I go, "Great. People talk to me like in real life like this and tell me how great my posts are, but still don't engage. It's awesome." We just start. I was like, I'm the definition of a LinkedIn lurk, like having people LinkedIn lurk. Like, and I'm just going to own that.
Right? I was talking to totally. It's not just you. It's a real phenomenon. I can't tell you how many times clients will say like, "Yeah, my friend, we were out to dinner and they say how much I love your posts." And I never see that in my comment section. They're not liking.
No. And to your point, like to your blog point a little bit ago of the idea of it just blew up after you're talking to the void. I've closed 20K clients through LinkedIn, all from somebody who said, "I've really enjoyed your posts lately. Like, let's do this." And I'm like, haven't liked one, you haven't commented on one, like you look at my stuff. So actually, what are your thoughts on the LinkedIn lurking phenomenon? Go for gold.
Yeah, I have a lot of, well, I think LinkedIn is such a public platform. Like the reach is wild. I just started experimenting on Threads and I feel like they're actually pretty similar. Like if you do anything on LinkedIn, there's a little notification, on your feed, it will say, "Molly Godfrey commented on so-and-so's post," and it announces it to everyone. So if you're a troll, shows up on everyone's feed. So especially when it comes to business services, if I'm another business owner, I don't want to admit that I'm struggling, that I need help per se. I don't want that perception. So especially in the services industries, and even more if you're doing any sort of coaching or personal coaching, no one wants it announced. So LinkedIn perpetuates the lurking to the nth degree.
Okay, that's really fair, and I will give myself some grace, because most of my posts are talking about how you're struggling and how your life sucks.
Yeah,
so
no one's going to engage with that. But people are watching, so it's so important to not take any of those metrics too seriously, because you can't. And I read a whole book about lurking back in November. It's a problem. We can't quantify the lurker, and it's causing a whole big subset of data that isn't accounted for. Yeah, it's called Here for the Comments. It's good. I really recommend. I learned so much about online behavior.
That sounds like a really incredible
blog. Yeah, I should look up the woman. She's lovely. I think her last name is Sipley.
Don't worry about it. We'll find it. We'll put it in the show notes.
Okay, great.
We don't have to go on a Google search right now. So beyond the lurking, what was a pivotal moment in your brand's journey that really defined where you are today?
Yeah, I think what that blog, well, back to actually coming full circle, what that blog taught me was storytelling. Because I had no idea. It's so funny to think I had no idea why it went viral. I thought I was just writing a blog post. I had no idea. Suddenly it was blowing up. So I booked a call, like, again, this is early days. I booked a call with, back then, Medium was a big platform. So it was like the top Medium writer. So I booked like a $400 call with him. I was like, "Can you help me understand why this happened? How do I do more of this?" And he was like, I'll never forget. He was like, "It's the hero's journey." And he literally just mapped out how again, not to my knowing, I mapped out precisely, you have a problem, you find a guide, you resist the advice, then you take the advice, your life changes. And he's like, "Yeah, it's the classic hero's journey." Anyway, so that taught me, A, the power of storytelling, B, authentic storytelling. Also, the reason that blog did so well is it was just so raw. Like I just literally was writing it for myself. It was raw, it was authentic. And I just think people don't typically write with that kind of
No,
vulnerability.
no, they
That,
really
yeah.
don't. People are afraid to be vulnerable. A lot of times when we're going through a really deep inner shakeup over here, because while I was in New York, a lot of people were sharing with me, they're like, Raylan, you don't really just do brand strategy and you don't do sales systems. I was like, well, then what do I do? Uh, but in all of this self-discovery and thinking about how I interact with others is this concept of pulling the truth to the forefront and really having like the real voice come out, and the things that we always wanted to say but we're afraid to say. And you're right, people are afraid to be vulnerable, because if we live in a society where weakness and quotations for those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, weakness is looked upon as a negative thing. But in spaces, especially heavily woman dominated spaces, we don't see it as a negative thing. We see it as a way of like, A, how can I help you? B, let me wrap my arms around you. And C, like, let's move forward. It's going to make us stronger. And honestly, I think that is one of the traits from a woman perspective that makes us such great leaders. But because we're in very male dominated spaces all the time, because of how we came up since 1770, insert number here, it has really affected our ability to show up as our full selves. And we're starting to talk about it more, but I don't think we talk about it enough.
Yeah. Totally. You bring up so many great points. And I think it also takes, you can't be vulnerable or you can't express or show depth if you haven't gone there yourself. So you have to also be exploring and self-aware. I think the reason my content does as well as it does is because I've just been to so much therapy. I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in therapy and recovery. So I'm just good at having to dig deep, be accountable, look at my shadows. I should write a post about that someday, but that's
you
it.
really should write a post. So much happened in that week that I was in your city. And the reason I started laughing was not because I think what you said was funny. I don't think that was funny at all. But just that mirror that you just held up to me was like, oh yeah, you just said that you invested a ton into therapy. I had a full breakdown while in New York, and I'm in a group of 4 people, and 2 of them I kind of know but don't really know, and then one person I knew really well. And I was like, okay, everybody, I'm going to read this. I'm going to share it, but I'm not going to look at you 2. I'm going to look at Erica. And I looked at Erica and I just start crying. And then in this space between the 2 of us, she goes, I need to invest in therapy the same way I invest in my business. And I go, I think I do too. That was... It's a reoccurring theme right now in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's working.
Yeah, I want to write a post about this too. Like your mental health. I mean, this is a whole separate conversation, but you know, you will only get as far as you were supported in your mental health. The founder journey is so intense, and the therapy has just been a big part of my entrepreneurial experience.
But it holds a lot of weight. Like we do talk about this often, maybe not so much online as we should, but like when we're in spaces, when we're in masterminds, we're in those types of spaces, we talk about how the only thing holding you back is you. And if you can't dig deep and figure out what those blocks are, you will never go beyond those blocks. And that's a scary thing. Because heaven forbid you find out that somebody else is experiencing something similar.
Right. Yeah.
Which all of us are in many ways. We just said that we both are. And I think we need to be a little bit more transparent about that. So that leads us back to, you'll end up with way more lurkers, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say the line between privacy, authenticity, vulnerability, it's so it's really
Is it a line
razor
or is it
thin.
fog?
Is it a what?
Is it a line or is it just fog?
It's also a good point. Yeah.
You almost can't have privacy anymore. I mean, you can, but it's knowing how to do that dance of like what's important to share versus
Totally.
what's too much to share.
Totally. Yeah, it's so individual, and it's
Mhm.
so, I think this lends itself well to just knowing what your brand is. Like, what is, for my brand is storytelling. It is vulnerability. It is being authenticity. And of course, there's parts of my life that I don't ever plan to share. But, you have to know it's on or off brand for you. I have clients that the privacy line is way more defined and
Yeah.
they're very compartmentalized, and it totally works. That's their brand. So I think it's really knowing yourself, and sometimes you don't know that line until you cross it also.
And hey, we learn from our mistakes.
Yeah,
You cannot learn, you cannot grow if you maintain a flat line.
totally.
There's got to
Totally.
be peaks and valleys, period. But no, I agree with that because in some ways I have a very, very strict privacy line. Like there's some things I will not happen. Um, let's use Instagram, even though we're talking about LinkedIn. I have a very like I will not approve anybody on my personal account unless I know you,
Mm.
because that's where things with my child lives. Now I'll tell stories about Gray, but I don't think everybody needs to see Grayson's face. And, then as it pertains to business, I mean, I will talk about things on the podcast, right? I will share things on LinkedIn, but you're not going to watch me go on rants very often. That's just not who I am as a personal brand. And so I do think storytelling has a place in everybody's content. I agree with you. There is it is felt if you are not fully in your full self.
Oh,
There
I
has to be a
agree.
better way to word that.
Yeah, I think we are increasingly, actually, this could probably be an interesting conversation. We are increasingly in the age of AI becoming, we just have to survive in the AI, you just have to dig deep, know your instinct, know your intuition. So I think our radars are sharper than ever of like, this is real, this is not, this person's full of crap, this person's not, this person I really trust or I want to know more about. I think it's a fascinating time, actually. I'm here for it. I think it's those who are, you know, actually people of integrity, I think are going to succeed. And I think we're all just going to start to see the people that aren't more clearly.
1,000,000,000,000%. I think I love all the content. Like AI is gonna steal your job. No, you're not. Like you can't think like a human thinks. Like you can input thoughts. I
Oh,
personally
I
use
know.
AI to sort my thoughts. Um, my number one AI trick is to legitimately free write because I don't always write in order. My brain has a lot in it. It's the joys of having ADHD. And then I will ask it to sort out 3 stories that pertain to my audience and then write. But it's all based on my core thoughts. My stories that nobody else can tell. It knows how to organize it a little bit better. I mean, hell, you called me out for not having mine in like a LinkedIn format. I'm like, I just like write like I write a blog and I really don't care. Like, and then I finally was like, all right, I get it. Like people can't see the forest through the trees here and my like brain dumps. So in that space, I think you're right. Like this age of AI is going to show who's authentic or not. And that's also why video is starting to make such a heavy play because you can't lie in a video. We can see your face.
Oh, I haven't put that together. Wow, you just like unlocked a big, totally, like, videos everywhere, but that totally, you're right.
It's micro expressions that many people aren't aware of that they're making.
Yeah.
And so we can tell, like some people will look up if they're thinking really hard until they're aware that that is a tell. Some people will use their hands in a way that feels like they are stuttering, and it takes away from the credibility. Some people look like they aren't real at all, and they are like, my name is blah, blah, blah. And it's funny because people are like, well, I have like this AI version of me. I was like, I can always tell the difference between who's real and what's fake, even though they say that you can't really tell the difference, but people have little tells. Like me and you both talk with our hands a ton. And now anybody watching this on YouTube is going to like really notice, or the two of us are going to start to sit on our hands as we're talking. One of those two things is going to happen. And I think that's why video is starting to make a big pull, even though people are making faceless videos. I don't know that they hold the same weight as videos with a human being in it, in a time where it is hard to tell if somebody's telling the truth or not.
So interesting. Totally. You just like really put those pieces together for me. Because I'm not a big video person. I'm a keyboard warrior. I will type and write all day long. So it's on my to-do list to break out of my comfort zone and do more video.
Hey, you can still pre-write it and figure out your keywords and then say them and then put it in the caption.
It's true.
I am not good at keywords. I'm just going to say the words I want to say.
Totally. I think you have to know, back to self-awareness, know your strengths. You know, I have a friend who, she's so charismatic. She's so fun to talk to, life of a party. She's now a viral TikToker and she's crushing it. She's built an entire service business off TikTok. You know, for me, writing has been so now I'm on Threads, you know, and experimenting with that.
Oh my goodness. I applaud you for being on Threads. My brain cannot handle so many platforms. I just am like, yeah, I will open up LinkedIn and that's the extent of that. I open up Instagram sometimes, but I could care less what's happening there.
I mean, it's making me appreciate LinkedIn so much. I'm going to write about it. Like the LinkedIn user is just so kind of sophisticated, educated, you know, growth minded. The Instagram and Threads users are bots. They, you know, very hobbyist. Like it's not, if you want to sell to other business owners, LinkedIn is hands down the smartest place you could be.
Way better. It's like, way better than Instagram. I have been actively writing differently on both this past month or two. Sometimes I read back what is for Instagram and I was like, I sound so flippant, which is not who I am as a person. And it drives me nuts. I feel like I'm talking to a bunch of 8-year-olds. And it's it's not a gross feeling as much as I'm like, it feels, to your point, like unintelligent.
Totally. And I don't want to not, like, I have lots of agency friends that do lots on Instagram. You know, my good friend, huge business on TikTok, but I'm just like, I haven't found, that's the thing I'll say. I haven't found my people yet on Threads. So I'm just like, it really is the void. And it's just like the random accounts that are finding me right now.
You'll find them, or you'll start to find people and then find them on LinkedIn. That's what I tend to do, is I will like find somebody I think is really great and then go back and find them on LinkedIn. But what I have started to notice on Instagram, and what is starting to show up for me in a really funny way, is women are starting to pop up on I have 2 accounts. One is like 20,000 followers. I think it's a little less now because I haven't posted on it in a while. And one is 115 because I ditched the 20K one for this one. And for the sole fact that the larger one wasn't making me money. And in this space, I've started to notice, since I've been posting just podcast reels on this newer one, that I'm starting to see women show up in my feed who would make great podcasters.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm. So I want, like, I mean, same thing with your blog. Keep posting in the void and see what happens. But they will start to turn up. But there's been so many people I'm like scrolling through. I was like, maybe I should invite them. Maybe I should invite them. Maybe I should invite them. And I haven't yet. But I'll let you know what happens when I do.
Please do. Totally. You're right. And it's been so empathy building because most of my clients are so new to LinkedIn. So I'm like, oh, this is what it's like. Like, it's been a while. I've been on LinkedIn for almost 5 years now. So I haven't been a true beginner at something like this in a while. So it's very valuable.
Hey, we all have to try something new. Well, let's look to the future. Molly, when you think about Threads and all the other fun places you can be, and now apparently video, what are your long-term goals for expanding your brand's impact?
Yeah, it's a great question. This is my first year of doing a brand collaboration, so it was super fun. They paid me, I wrote sponsored content, and it's doing so well. It's doing so well. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. And I just pitched someone we mutually know to see if they're interested in collabing. So I'm really interested in now, like, okay, I've got something of value. I have a very engaged audience that really trusts me. Like my email open rate is insane. Like
That's
I
amazing.
I didn't really realize it, but now I'm like, oh, this is like 7x industry average. So I'm really excited to just partner, collaborate, like actually do things with this. So that's what I'm thinking ahead on to
Oh my gosh,
in
I
the
love
coming
it.
years. Yeah. Yeah.
That is incredible. Like, I might have somebody else for you too.
Yeah. And then also just deepening my own craft of storytelling. Like, I think there's new things I can share or new aspects. Like I have the repeated stories that I know work. So um yeah, that's kind of on the horizon for me and my own brand building.
That's super exciting.
Yeah.
Like partnerships in general, I think is one of the most powerful and incredible ways that one can start to grow their business, especially leaning on to other people's built communities. And it's a hard thing to tap into, but once you do it, like it's off to the races, and your life is going to change overnight. I swear. You just wait.
Thank you. But I think it comes back to the conversation we were having before is it's really got to be organic. We can so tell when someone's just posting to post, but if it's genuine or inorganic, that's why I'm excited about this one is, I have a lot of experience knowing this person's business. So anyway, I think it's got to be organic to be the most impactful.
It's going to be incredible. I mean, at the root of almost this entire conversation, it is really based on the relationships that you build. And sometimes people think that it's just like you're going to end up super famous because you post all the time, but what's really happening is like you've built friendships, for lack of a better term, and those friendships start to carry weight over time, especially if you're growing alongside each other. One of you is going to take off eventually and like pull each other up.
Yeah.
And that just the way these things happen. So
I love it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, my friend, it is time for our power questions. Are you ready? I don't think I've ever called them power questions until today, but are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. I'm interested to hear your answer because I know you're minimalist. But what does a day living a luxurious life look like to you?
Oh, that's a great question. Spaciousness. So waking up, just like I'm a big meditator. So just like the space to meditate, like a good meal, connection, luxurious day, doing things that actually challenge you in the right ways and light you up. But I think to just what you said before, being around people that are good for the soul and that, lift you up. Relationships are so just like cornerstone to my life. So being surrounded by the right people really matters to me.
I love it.
Yeah, but good catch. I am a minimalist.
I do take my time to get to know all of you before I get to know you. And then in one word, what is your primary motivation in business?
Impact. It's cheesy, but I'm going to go with it.
Oh my goodness, there's nothing cheesy about impact. So why do you think that answer is cheesy?
It's just like one of those jargony words that I didn't even know what it meant for the longest time. But now I really do, and that's what I want. So
I mean, I get that. I hated the word pivot in 2020. My least favorite word.
It's good one.
But impact is important. And the ability to leave that legacy, especially thinking about like what you're going to leave behind is beautiful. I don't think it's cheesy at all. I think some people just use it wrong, and you're right, they do.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. People, again, my early self, people just don't know what that actually means to them. But when you do, I think it can be impactful.
I mean, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. It could be impactful. Oh my goodness, Molly, this was too much fun. How can people find you, reach you, beep you?
This was fun. We'll have to continue the combo in other ways. The best place to find me is on LinkedIn. I'm also now on Threads, Ask for Molly. And I've got a very popular newsletter, but just Google Molly Godfrey and all my things should come up. So
incredible. Y'all, you're looking at two Googleable ladies. So for those of you who took the time to make it to the end of the show, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We couldn't have this podcast if people didn't listen to it. So there's that fact. But for those of you who are listening while driving, hope you get to wherever you are safely. For those of you who are doing other things and slightly stationary, we're happy that you took the time to sit down and anchor with us. So again, everyone, thank you for listening to the Luxe Leap. I appreciate all of you, and we will talk soon. Bye, everyone.
Bye.